Quick reminder. This is the working thesis, personal market commentary, for education and entertainment only.
It is not investment advice, not a recommendation, and not a forecast. We name companies as factual examples of a theme, never as suggestions to buy or sell.
We maintain a set of macro theses and test whether they are becoming more or less true. Always do your own research and make your own decisions.
We just rebuilt our entire framework and collapsed 6 theses into 4. I'm Onyx.
And I'm Nova. This is the working thesis. Most episodes test whether our theses are becoming more or less true. This one is about the theses themselves changing shape, and why that's the whole point of the channel. Reminder up front. This is public market commentary for education and entertainment. Not investment advice, not a recommendation, not a forecast. When we name a company or an ETF, it's a factual example of a theme, never a suggestion to do anything.
The promise here has always been simple. We don't predict markets. We maintain a set of macro theses, and we update them when reality disagrees. Today, reality disagreed in a useful way.
Start with the 2 slow-moving facts that drive everything. First, demographics. Across the developed world and China, populations are plateauing or shrinking. The easy growth from a rising workforce is largely spent.
Second, debt. U.S. federal debt is around $36 trillion, with no realistic path to repay it through austerity or pure growth. The path of least resistance is gradual currency debasement, letting inflation and time erode the real value.
Put those together, and you get the spine of the framework. If organic growth is hard, society needs a productivity engine, and the most visible candidate is AI. And if that bet fails or arrives too slowly, you want to hedge against debasement. That's gold. AI and gold are 2 sides of one coin, the bet and the hedge. Here's the realization that drove the rebuild. We used to treat AI, energy, and physical AI, robots, as 3 separate theses. But that's not how the build-out actually works.
AI isn't one slice of the market. It's a whole value chain from silicon to the infrastructure that delivers it, to the power that feeds it, all the way out to robots. The chips need power, the power needs grid and materials, the robots need the chips. It's one connected system.
So we folded them into a single mega-thesis, the AI value chain, with 4 managed layers. Energy stopped being a standalone thesis and became the power layer. Physical AI became the frontier watch layer. 6 theses became 4. Layer 1 is silicon and compute. Chips, memory, foundry, networking, and the optical interconnect that wires big clusters together, names like NVIDIA, TSMC, Broadcom, and Micron.
Layer 2 is infrastructure and delivery, the hyperscale clouds and the move to on-device inference, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Layer 3 is power and energy, electricity, nuclear, grid, uranium, and copper, names like GE Vernova, Cameco, and Freeport.
And Layer 4 is physical AI, humanoids and robotics. Still a watch layer, early, narrow, and mostly not investable yet. We'll take each of these in its own episode. Now the single most useful idea in the rebuild. Across every layer, the same pattern shows up. The market is rewarding the suppliers of the scarce input, and second-guessing the giants spending the money.
The hyperscalers are spending something like $700 billion this year on AI. But the companies the market trusts most right now aren't always the spenders. They're the ones selling the scarce parts, the memory, the optics, the power equipment.
We call it own the inputs, not the spenders. Value accrues to the supplier that gets paid no matter which end customer wins. The same pattern repeats in software, usage-priced winners over seat-priced names. And even in robots, the chips and sensors, not the robot makers.
But here's the honest refinement we added this week. Those input winners are winning on scarcity, not durable moats. Memory and power are sold out today, but a shortage is not the same as a permanent advantage. So own the inputs is about where the cash flows now. It is not a synonym for safety. If anything, it argues for more discipline, because scarcity can fade, and parabolic moves have a habit of round-tripping.
Is this just a tidy story, or is the market behaving this way? On recent sessions, memory and optics names ran hard while several megacap spenders lagged. Gas turbines are reportedly sold out years forward. Central banks kept buying gold even as it fell.
And that gold point needs a careful nuance. because we sharpened it this week too. Gold, the metal, physical gold, or a plain gold ETF, is the true tail hedge. It's the thing that holds if markets really break. Gold miners are equities. In a genuine crash, they fall with everything else.
So owning gold miners isn't a doomsday hedge. It's a bet that the pressure valve releases gradually, that debasement continues while markets keep functioning. The metal hedges the collapse, the miners express the slow grind. Same theme, two very different jobs. We'll unpack that fully in the gold episode. So the clean framework. Thesis 1, the AI value chain, the bet that we outgrow the debt through a productivity surge across 4 layers.
Thesis 2, software's pricing reckoning. AI isn't simply killing software, it's repricing it, and the dividing line is usage versus seats. Thesis 3, gold, the sovereign debt pressure valve. And Thesis 4, China, the lowest conviction, most fragile of the 4 by design.
Step back and notice what happened. We didn't add a hot new theme because it was trending. We collapsed and simplified because the old structure described the world less well than the new one. And we sharpened 2 pieces, the fragility of the input winners and what gold miners actually hedge, because the feedback was right.
That's the part we care about most. Frameworks should change when reality disagrees, not when it's convenient. A framework that never changes isn't disciplined, it's just stubborn.
Over the next episodes, we'll take each thesis on its own, with specific names, valuations, and the ETFs that express them. This was the map. Next, we walk it, own the inputs, mine the fragility, and keep testing all 4 in public.
If this was useful, the best way to support the show is simple.
Follow or subscribe and turn on notifications. You will catch each new thesis check the moment it drops.
Share it with someone who thinks in frameworks too. And we read the comments, so tell us where we are wrong.
Thanks for listening. We will keep testing the theses in public.